Another nearly $1 billion company has officially filed for bankruptcy the day after Christmas 2024. Let's see who is next. Yeah, welcome back into the channel, guys. It is officially December 26, 2024, the day after Christmas. I hope you guys had a very Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate where you are. But Merry Christmas for my American friends that celebrate the holiday. It was a great day around here, a lot of relaxing. I do sleep in a lot on Christmas. I'm not the 7 a.m. open gift kind of guy, and we don't have kids. So perhaps when that day comes, I will, be up at 7 a.m. But anyways, we have another store. I told you it was going to keep happening, and I hate to keep doing the videos, but let's get them all knocked out of the way before 2025 starts, right? Unfortunately, there's going to be more in 2025, but the Container Store, nearly $1 billion company. In fact, it does about $800 million a year, is officially filing for bankruptcy. Now, remember, you guys, it does not mean they are done. Bankruptcy is something that companies use to restructure their debt, to find investors, to find cash infusions to try to keep the business going and to recover. So pretend like you had 10 credit cards and you were paying like 20% interest on all of them, and you owed like $1,000 each or $2,000 each. You would have one person come along and they would pay all of it off for you, and they might charge you 15% interest or 12% interest on a loan, and that way you're saving interest. You only have to make one payment, kind of like consolidation. So that's a lot of what bankruptcy involves. A lot of companies use it for consolidation. They pay off all of their creditors and their lenders and their vendors. They get all caught up, and then they only have to make, one or two payments. They also do it to save interest, to save money. They'll get companies to come invest in them. They'll give a company 10% equity, and the company might give them, $100 million, and that $100 million may allow them to go buy a ton of inventory and sell it and do marketing, and all of a sudden make a bunch of profit, and then they can pay off everything they have with all the profit, and they're back in a good operating standard. Now, the problem with this with a lot of companies is they do this and it doesn't work out. I would say more so than not, it does not work out. When I do these videos about companies going into bankruptcy, generally a follow-up 6 to 12 months later is that they go out of business. Take a look at Big Lots, take a look at Party City, take a look at any of these companies. I did a video on Red Lobster, like 4 or 5 months ago. That's a bigger company, so they might take a year or two to fail, but Red Lobster, like I said in my video, was pretty big, and they are definitely going to find people who want to continue on the Red Lobster name. I don't think Red Lobster will sink completely. No pun intended on sinking. But the Container Store is a store that is not really that big. Now, granted, it's a big company. It's not a major retailer. It's not a Target or a Red Lobster or even a Party City size store. I would say, it's similar to that. The Container Store, if you don't know, they sell organizational stuff. They sell like storage bins and bamboo closet organizers. They sell a bunch of weird stuff. We have one in a very richy part of town. It's South Tampa International Plaza, for those of you that are familiar with this area. And it caters to a wealthier clientele. You're buying a $30 closet storage bin because it's bamboo and it's cool and it looks good and it's different, right? Not for me. I promise you, I've never shopped there. But here's the story out of the AP by Ann D'Ancincio out of New York. The Container Store filing for bankruptcy. Their roots date back all the way to the 1970s. They've been open some 50 plus years, which is pretty crazy. They're from Texas, out of Dallas. The Texas company has faced increasing competition from retailers like Target and Walmart. At the same time, the demand for its good is under strain because of the rough housing market with soaring prices, elevated mortgage rates. So, of course, Walmart and Target sell the same stuff or similar for much cheaper, half the price. Go online, compare it. Again, this store is kind of an uppity, highfalutin type store. It is pricey. This is something, my closet organizer or my storage bin is not going to be something that I'm going to prioritize spending a bunch of money on. I'd rather spend more money, if you're talking about household stuff, on things like functionality, like a couch that, can seat everyone or is more comfortable. I'm going to, a bigger TV or sound system, or even furniture for the living room or the bonus room or the game room that is functional or looks better, that people are going to see all the time. Nobody sees my storage in my closet or my storage in my underneath bins or whatever. That's dumb, right? This is just me. I don't know. And also, like they said, people are having a tough time spending money on their mortgage, housing costs. People are spending more money to get the house, much less, decorating it and spending extra money on all that sort of stuff. I know when we moved in our house, because we got such a good deal, we had, and we sold our house for a great price. We had extra money that we were able to spend on a ton of nice furniture for this house, more than I thought we were going to have. And even then, I was, you know, I wasn't penny pitching or watching the dollars, but as I bought furniture, tables and couches and end tables and sound systems and TVs and all this, I just saw the dollar signs. I'm like, whoa, like we got to get this under control. Like this is crazy. Household stuff costs a lot of money. And this one is probably, you know, one that if you're going to spend money on, again, it wouldn't be storage. Not for me. People love those California closets. I get it, but it's not top of my list, right? Under Chapter 11 protection, the Container Store will continue to operate while it restructures. The company said Sunday that it had filed for bankruptcy protection in Texas. Again, it's from Dallas area. The filing arrives 2 weeks after the trading of company shares were suspended by the New York Stock Exchange. So that's a bad sign. You get kicked off the New York Stock Exchange. The Container Store Group, Inc. failed to maintain an average market capitalization of at least $15 million, which is according to the New York Stock Exchange rules. Doesn't seem very hefty there, that $15 million capitalization. That's not a very big number for a big store with hundreds of locations. Not good. Last month, the Container Store said that in advanced discussions with lenders to provide additional capital as it aimed to turn around sagging earnings and sales according to regulatory filings. The company struggled to raise cash, and last month, an agreement with the owner of Bed Bath & Beyond, Overstock, and Zulily that would have come with a $40 million cash infusion fell apart. So they were trying to get the owner, I believe it's called Beyond Incorporated. They own Bed Bath Beyond, Overstock, and Zulily. Bed Bath & Beyond has problems of its own. How is it giving out $40 million? I guess Overstock and Zulily are doing well. I thought I did a video about Zulily having trouble. Where do these companies come off? I don't know. The Container Store said in regulatory filings that it did not believe it could match the financing requirements of the partnership with Beyond Inc., so it lost its $40 million investment. The Container Store was founded, like I mentioned, in 1978 by Garrett Boone, Kip Tindall, and an investor, John Mullen. They opened the first stores in Dallas, and neither of the men who had master's degrees in history and English expected a career in retail. Pretty interesting. History major and an English major start a Container Store. Yet both were driven by the idea of creating a store devoted entirely to storage. It's not a bad idea. People need organization and storage. They're just not going to pay top tier prices for this fancy stuff for it, right? I see organizational storage people as more frugal, more thrifty people, right? As opposed to like, you know, celebrities buying this sort of stuff. I don't know. Maybe I've seen that show where like they go into celebrities' closets and organize it and things. How many people have seen that show? You know what I'm talking about. I guess rich people spend money to have everything all organized and perfect and look good. I don't know. It seems like a niche market to me. The chain had its skeptics when Boone and Tindall opened their first 1,600 square foot location, yet the chain expanded to more than 100 stores ranging from 12,000 to 20,000 square feet. The one down in South Tampa is probably every bit of 15 to 20,000 square feet. I have never stepped foot in it, but I've been in the parking lot and I have seen it. Like it has all these big glass windows you can see into it. It's big. It's huge. It's well lit. They're definitely a sales floor, no doubt about it. In 1999, the Container Store purchased one of its vendors, Alpha International. In 2021, it acquired Chicago's Closet Works and launched its premium wood-based line at Preston shortly thereafter. In the most recent quarter, the company reported losses of $16 million. In comparable store sales, a good barometer of retailers' health, dropped 12.5%. So their sales have dropped 12.5%. Not surprising to any of you watching this video because many of you have dropped your sales, and they lost $16 million, which means they're on pace in one quarter. Times 4 is $64 million in losses. They're on pace for probably more than that. You can't go losing $50, $60, $70 million when you're only a $900 million company and expect to stay in business. And that's the story out of the AP, the Container Store. The next one, they filed for bankruptcy. Chapter 11, they're not out of business, but it could be soon. And everybody always asks me my prediction. I would say if the Container Store gets a buyer, they're good, of course. Somebody will take it over. I think they're popular enough. I think somebody will buy them. They'll work out a deal. That's my prediction. I wanted to lean with they're just going to go out of business, but I think they'll hang around. I think they have their niche market. They're buyers. They're people that are interested in that stuff, and their numbers are not drastic. You know, it's not like they're billions in debt and losing hundreds and hundreds of $1 million. They're losing $60 million. That's something that an investment group or somebody can handle, can swallow. You go to a company and you're like, hey, we lost $600 million. Any company's going to go, whoa, we're not really prepared to bail you out of that, buddy. But you go to them and you're like, listen, we do 900 million. We're losing 60 million. I think with a few changes, we can cut that down to, you know, losing very little or possibly breaking even and making some money. Somebody will invest in that. It's a small enough company that's big. Does that make sense? It's a big company, but it's small enough where the losses are not tremendous, where a company can come in and buy them out And the IP, the intellectual property, the inventory, the stores, all that stuff is certainly worth more than they're losing, and they could turn it around. So my prediction, the Container Store stays, they hang around, they get out of bankruptcy protection in the next year. Somebody buys them out or invests in them heavily, and they turn it around, and they stick around for at least the next couple of years. Maybe they won't make it more than a few more years, but I think they last for a while. We'll have to wait and see. What do you guys think? As always, in the comments section, leave it to me. Do you think the Container Store will make it out of bankruptcy and stay as a business, or do you think they'll go belly up in 2025? I love reading your comments, so please leave them. As always, thank you for watching. I hope you had a Merry Christmas. Again, I'll post this video for you on December 26, 2024. I have a ton of new content coming out all week, weekend long, and next week as we go into the last push, the final week of the year. Oh my God, it's already 2025, guys. Prepare for that content. Prepare for my New Year's content and a super amazing deal special sales coming before the New Year's hits. Enjoy your evening, everybody. It's Thursday, December 26, 2024. Check the links down below for all my specials, 50% off of almost everything that we have on sale down there. So look forward to that, and I'll see everyone next time.